Leeds United are looking to continue to build for the future, and that's a good thing. It looks like the Whites are looking to use their Finley Gorman cash to build up some new prospects. As we all know, the under-21s have been effectively cleared out in recent seasons. Gelhardt is now in the senior squad, same for Crescencio Somerville. Stroke started in the under-21s. Nonto has never been a youth player, and various other young players are either growing up or leaving. And that means that we need to do a complete refill, buy players for the under-21s, and today has been a big day for rumours around that. The first target that we're looking at is someone called Luke Bartman. Now, he's a South African striker at Cape Town Spurs, and he's someone that has a hell of a lot of potential to build going forwards. He's just 17 years old, meaning that he's one for the future. Finley Gorman has gone out for £3 to £5 million, is the numbers that I've heard bandied around, and he's the perfect replacement. He's a very, very attacking, creative player. He's only played 3 matches, but he's scored a goal already, and he's been playing senior football for just 1 month. His debut came in October, and he's already a first-team player for this South African side of Cape Town Spurs, and we're not the only ones that are looking at him. We will compete with Celtic for the signing, and I think it's looking promising. I think that in theory we can offer either Premier League football next season or very, very soon afterwards if we get unlucky with the rest of the season. I think next season, I think we're looking quite good for automatic promotion. Whether or not we're able to seal him is a big question because Celtic are also likely to offer Champions League football because Celtic don't lose. They're in Scotland. It's quite easy to secure the Champions League up there. And it's the start of this youth re-strengthening process that I think is so fundamentally important. Being able to win PL2 a couple of seasons ago was massive. It meant that we were able to attract more talent from all across the world. Mateo Joseph from Espanyol, for example, is someone that we signed because we were able to point to our academy and go, look, we're bringing players up, they're doing really well. At the moment, we can say, look at Crescencio Somerville. He's constantly getting football. There are arguably arguments to make for him getting a spot in the Netherlands squad. Pascal Struijk could feasibly make the Belgium lineup. Belgium, Netherlands. I always forget which one he's decided to align himself to because he can go to either. He's not got a cap with either, so in theory he could play for both. Not both. One of them. I don't know. Indonesia are even in the mix for Struijk, so who knows? Joe Gelhardt is also looking like a very, very promising player, and that is something that we can point out and say, look, all of these players have first team football. All of these players have come through our youth system, and if you come here, fantastic. Being able to attract the likes of Luke Bartman isn't just a good sign for Luke Bartman, it's a good sign for everything beyond that. Outside the under-21s, we've got a second target coming. Nathaniel Adji isn't necessarily someone that we will be able to sign. It's going to be a really, really tricky battle for him because there are a lot of clubs that want him. He's a top quality centre-back wanted by sides including Celtic, Rangers. It's going to be really tough if he has to choose between those two. The other one are going to hate him. Anderlecht and Bologna. It's not just clubs in England that are looking at him. It is clubs from all across Europe with European football, and we are just one of the sides that will be able to offer that to him. The expected fee for him would be between 2.6 and 3.5 million pounds. The website that I got this from put these numbers. My assumption is they've translated into pounds from euros, so it will be 3 to 4 million euros, considering he plays for Hammarby in Sweden. He's got 26 appearances to his name so far, which is not bad. He plays a good amount of football, and he's apparently impressed quite a lot through his time there. He's got 9 clean sheets. He's been a fundamental part of that back line. But a lot of people have been sort of asking whether or not we need another centre-back. And I think that we are quite deceptively weak there. If you look at our lineup of centre-backs, Pascal Struijk, fantastic, brilliant. Joe Rodon, another top-quality centre-back, but he's only here on loan. We have zero guarantee that we'll get to keep him permanently. Aside from the starting pair, Liam Cooper only has 6 months left on his contract, and Charlie Crosswell hasn't played a minute of football at Leeds United this season. Well, he might have played the odd minute, but he's not getting consistent minutes of football, and you can see him becoming unhappy and saying, maybe I want to move. It's quite hard to say. And then, outside of all the links that make sense, we have the inevitable link. The one that happens every single transfer window, regardless of if he's recently moved or not. The one that we can never avoid. Ryan Kent. I saw this and I immediately thought that has to be bullshit. but it looks like there is something genuinely behind the Ryan Kent conversation. He's at Fenerbahce, he's not getting the minutes he wants. Fenerbahce aren't too happy with his performances, so people are saying that in theory he could move from Fenerbahce on loan. It won't be permanent, but I would like to say this one very much probably will not happen. I'd love to say definitely won't, but it's Leeds United. Absolutely anything can go on at Leeds. It's one that I want to call complete nonsense because it's such an easy link. Leeds United might need a winger if Willy Gnonto departs in January. Of course, that is something that could absolutely happen because you've got clubs like Spurs that are sniffing around and going, we need creative attackers. We need them on a relatively tight budget compared to Chelsea, Arsenal. Gnonto fits the bill. But it won't be Ryan Kent if we replace Willy Gnonto, if we look to improve our midfield offering purely because Ryan Kent is the laziest link. Absolutely everyone, all the time, links to Ryan Kent, and I don't understand why. I feel at this point it's his agent basically reaching out to various journalists and saying, Ryan might be on the move. Leeds could be interested just because Leeds United get clicks. Like, I've experienced it myself through YouTube. I'm happy to be a Leeds United fan, and I'm happy to make Leeds United content because it's the stuff that I enjoy making. But I can't even deny that it's also the stuff that gets the clicks. I can see the fact that I've changed the thumbnail because this is for the after video people. Is a live recording. I'm recording this live. I've got several comments I'm going to click through as I go after this. But the moment I changed my thumbnail to be Leeds United based, clicks went up significantly. I feel like it's his agent just linking like Ryan Kent to Leeds United, trying to get more interest from other places, even though Leeds don't give a shit about Ryan Kent and haven't for a long time. Because it is quite hard to care about Ryan Kent, who hasn't had a major impact since his move to Fenerbahce. The Championship is arguably a slightly more difficult division than the Turkish Super League. So why would we want a player that's not performed there? It's daft. The links are stupid. Moving on. In other news, reportedly, Leeds United are also under no financial pressure to sell players. This is huge. This is big news for the rest of the season. Considering the fact that Crescencio Somerville has links, Jorginho Rutter in the summer had links and is likely to still have links because he was linked to Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund are below par this season. Crescencio Somerville was linked to clubs that are all underperforming at the moment. They will need to bolster their sides. But the fact that we're not under financial pressure to sell is huge. Means that we are in a strong negotiating position, can discuss with clubs. I think this is a fair price for him. If you're not willing to pay it, just go away. I'm not going to have this conversation purely because you're not worthy of having the conversation with. The fact that we are able to staunchly protect our players now, rather than saying we probably have to let a few go, is brilliant. It's not like it was in the summer. We're in a strong position. We're in a position of power and we're able to sort of protect ourselves. In addition to that, it implies that there is a potential budget for signings. Being able to sign big players means that we can help to build on the squad. We can help to continue to grow. Wherever we have weaknesses, a lot of people have pointed out number 10 could be an issue because if Rutter goes, that creativity is gone. Number 9 could still be an issue because Piru and Rutter are not pure out-and-out number 9s. Left back's not a problem anymore. But central midfield, could we do with more depth? The fact is, if we are under no financial pressure, there is the potential to be able to go out and pick up players. That is a very, very good point. Danny Rumsey in the chat has said Pascal Struijk also had links. Pascal Struijk's links to various different clubs could be a big problem for us in this January window if we didn't have the cash to compete. Because if we didn't have the money to compete and keep our own players, then we'd desperately be scrambling around saying, Pascal, please stay. I know that we've received this bid, but if the bid exceeds this, fine, we'll have to let you go. And the fact that we can just say, right, Pascal, there's been a bid come in. To be clear with you, we are rejecting it because you're a big part of the promotion push. Being able to have those conversations is fundamental to pushing for promotion. It is for every single club. Southampton and Leicester, if they lose their key players, they're just as screwed as we are. Ipswich, if someone comes in for the likes of a Leif Davis, who is the best left back in the Championship, they might have to sell because they don't have those parachute payments or owners that are as wealthy as those at Leeds United. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I am just going to bring up what Danny has said. Please smash the like button. It's hugely appreciated. It really helps this to get pushed out after the fact. And subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you next time.